Hi, we've been talking about percents lately, so we're actually going to get into how percents are used in the real world. Two main things are discount and markup. So with discount and markup, well, we'll just start discount first. Um, Discount is a reduction from the full price. So if I had some number, the discount is what percent I'm taking off the original number. That's what discount is. Which most of you guys are pretty like you guys notice that stuff when you go to the store. Like you're looking for those discount items. So because you don't want to waste money. All right. Number one, a TV from last year's stock. So like say it's like 2010 and it's a 2009 TV. So that's why it's called the last year's stock. TV from last year's stock is being sold at a discounted price with 20% to make room for newer TVs at Best Buy. If the starting price was $1,200, how much money would you save? So they've got this older TV, they've got a bunch of new ones showing up next week, they got to get rid of this old TV. So what are they going to do? They're going to cut the price. Come buy it, it's 20% off, it's a really good TV, but it's old, so we're trying to get rid of it. But they're not going to say that part, they're going to say 20% off, haha, yay. So come buy our old TV. Okay, so this question is asking, how much money would you save? So the money you're going to save is, well, you get to keep 20% of the original price. You're not going to pay the full price. So the first thing I would do is, well, let's think about what we're going to see. That's going to be the next question. If I had the full price, so let's see, we got 20, 40, 60, 80. This is, by the way, this is called a bar model. I'm taking 20% off. So I need to figure out what that is. I'm going to do it just like this. 1,200 is the full price, and full or original price is 100%. Always. The full original price, is 100%. So we want 20%. That's pretty obvious. 10 divided by 2 is 5, so I divided 100 by 5. So if I divided that by 5, I've got to divide this by 5, just like a ratio. So let's show my work over here. 5 goes in that twice. 2, bring that 0. 5 goes in that 4 times, add a 0. So I'm going to save $240. That's what 20% is. So I'm going to write that out. You would save $240. Cool. Let's say I bust out the table method. Just because, why not show two ways this morning? Percent, price, I'm putting a price symbol because it's money. Part, whole. Well, the whole price, the normal price, is $1,200. I'm taking 20% off. I'm wondering what this is going to be. We'll put C for cost. C over 20 is equal to 12,000 divided by 100. Those are my ratios. Well, I'm just going to cancel this out. This is really just C over 20 equals 12 times both sides by 12, or 20. So C equals 240. Cool. Another way of doing it. I'm definitely more a fan of the breakdown, which you guys have seen me do a few times. It is super fast. Setting up a table and everything, like, that's great, but if you think about it like this, like, okay, 10%, if I break that up into 5, it's 20. Cool, divided by 5. Like, I'd have 5 parts that are 20. So, that's it. Now here's a new question. What is the new price? Which, there's actually 2 ways to do that also. The first way is basically what we've done already. I answered this part. I know the original price is $1,200. I'm saving $240. What do I get? 0. 10 minus 4 is 6. 11 minus 2 is 9. The new price is $960. That's the new price. What's the other method? Well, what if I didn't ask you the first part? What if I just said 20% off, what's the new price? You could, okay, well, I'm going to save $240. Like, you could do it that way. Or you could do it with this idea. I'm going to do that bar model again. 1, 2, 3, 4. If I'm saving 20, if every single one of these is 20, well, I'm losing 20%. I'm taking this part off. What percent do I still have left? I still have 80% left over. Cool. So all I really need to know is, well, this is 100. If I divide it by 10, I'm going to get 10% because I can't turn it into 80, not directly at least. So I move the decimal over and get 120. Now I want 80, so I'm going to times it by 8. 0. 8 times 2 is 16. 8 times 1 is 8, plus 1, 90. So, hey look, 80% is $960 also. How you do it's up to you, but this was pretty quick. I just drew a little picture and was like, oh, I'm taking 20% off. Here's what's left. I'll find out what's left. Pretty fast. So that's the discount part. That's how you, those are two very, by the way, those are basically two different questions. How much did you save? That's one question. What's the new price? That's a completely different question. Markup. What is markup? And this is one of those new things that you guys probably haven't, some of you might have heard of it before, some of you probably not, but this is one of the few new things in 7th grade. Markup. A raise in the price of an item for sale. So when a company buys a group of TVs, they get them for like $100. They're not going to sell them for $100. They're not making any money. They're going to sell it for $110 just so they make some profit. And then you have the whole thing where like that company's like, okay, they increased it by $10, we're going to increase it by $9. Like then they get competitive with their markups. So a company usually has a set markup value. So let's see. A car was sold at a price of, we'll see. Car's price was sold at a markup of 15% of the original price. So they had the original price, then they increased it by 15%. Okay. If it's being sold for $11,000, what was the original price? Let's do this. I'm going to do this with that bar model again. And yeah, we'll try and show it to you. I'll show it two ways. We'll do it with the bar model first. I've got some original price. That's 100%. Markup is adding on to that. So I'm adding 15%. So let's figure out what 15% is. See, $11,000 is 100%. Right? Make sure we put our percent symbol. Well, 10% is we move the decimal over once, so $1,100. Right? 5% is half of that. So half of that is $550. Check my math. So I'm increasing it by 15. So 0, 0, 0, 0 and 5 is 5, 1 and 5 is 6. So 15% would be that. Cool. What do we got here? Well, now we're saying that we're adding 15%. Well, 100% is this $11,000, which we've got $11,000, and that was what it was being sold, so it was already increased. Oh, You see where I messed up yet? I acted like this was 100%. That's not 100%. That's totally wrong, actually. In fact, it's not 100%. It is, look at the bar model. Move my hands in a minute. Look at the bar model. It's not 100%. It's 100 plus 15%. So flat out, it's actually 115%. It's not 100%. Okay, so where do we go from here? I would say, for me, I'm thinking table method would be the best. You can't take 15% away from this because that's technically not going to work. That's not going to equal the same thing. So I'm going to use my table method. Let's see, price, part and whole. I'm looking for 100%. That's what I want. What I got was 115%. So I'm looking for that cost. So that's what we're going to look for. So now I'm going to cross multiply. So basically I'm clearing these denominators, right? So I cross multiplied. Now I'm going to divide both sides by 15. Not 15, by 115. Forgot that one. So what am I going to do first? That seems a really big number. I'm going to simplify this first. So I'm going to do my scratch work over here. See, how many times does that get divided by 5? 5 goes in there twice. 5 goes in there twice. And we're just going to add a bunch of zeros, right? So really this is 22,000 over 115 divided by 5. What's that equal? Five goes into that. 5 goes into 13. 5 goes into 15 5 times. So that's 25. I know I can definitely simplify this by 5, and I know I can actually simplify it by 25, so I'm just going to do that. So this divided by 25 goes in, see, 100 is got 4 25s in it, so 220 must have 8. $25 goes in there, 8 times also. Hey look, 0. This last 0 comes down, but it's just 0. So when it's all said and done, I have 880. That's my answer. But what does that mean? Well, what did we just find? What was its original price? Okay. Oh, the TVs. Oh, sorry, it wasn't a TV, it was the car. That's a really expensive car. Cars. No. Price was, hold on, I'm lost a 0 somewhere. This was supposed to have an extra 0 on it. Right here. Check me on that, but I forgot that 0. So the original price was $8,800. Which we could check by increasing the price. Like we can do what we did for like discount by finding out what 15% of this is and adding on. That'd be a good way to check our price. So don't lose those zeros, especially with these money problems. That's it for this video. Have a great day.